Hey, my name is PolishLynx. Welcome to another episode of the Sibling Experiment. So, let's see where this will head off. We're continuing Jasmine Route. Anyway, I was adjusting to my life so succinctly since I had written off trying to explain what happened to my brother or my older brother. It's weird to look back now, but I found myself thinking less and less about the whole situation despite so many lingering questions. I had been lost the previous life / Eric's size hole in my life until I saw him walking toward me down the hall at one morning. I let my emotions get the better of me and I flung my arms around his neck. Huh. Oh my god, Eric! He was startled, and rightly so. Whoa, what? As I pulled back away from his sheepishly, he scratched his head. Do I know you? Whoops! I forgot again. Nope! Not sorry, wrong person! But you said Eric. My heart was sinking. What the hell? What was the matter with me? He was a jerk. I even expected this to happen all along, that my own brother wouldn't against me. So why would I even be disappointed? Why did I even hug him in the first place? Sorry! I waved and took off in the opposite direction. My impetuous actions caught up to me later on at the end of the day. Before I had the chance to leave the class, I saw Eric poke that big stupid head of his into a classroom. I glanced down at my desk, hoping that if I did not rush him, he would go away. As you can probably guess, it was the case. He came right over and slapped down a piece of paper in front of me, seeming particularly proud of himself. What's this? I shouldn't have asked. You left me a poem, so I decided to leave you one. I left you a what? I checked my pockets frantically, head rolling. That poem was not about Eric by any means. Just the thought that he had read it when he'd previously mocked everything I'd written was enough to make me sick. The cold rained from my face. I did feel sick. Go on, read it. No, my mind was screamed. I went ahead and opened the folded paper anyway and read aloud. I saw your name is Jess. You've got me in a spaz. For you I'd lose my hit points. And I hope I don't disappoint. Because you seem kinda sweet. Maybe you can grab something to eat. I like pizza. So if you give me a chance, I'll even promise I'll wear pants. My brother was no poet, but it was the first time I'd seen him try. At practically anything. You couldn't go out with putting a Dungeons and Dragons reference either, huh? But then I got over how impressed I was at his ingenuity and comprehend just what it was he was saying. And then it hit me like a pile of bricks to my face. Ew, 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 ew! My brother was asking me out on a date by poem. There was no dirty thing of it. It was wrong. So wrong. But there was no way to tell him how wrong it was, so I took another way and ducked under my desk with my book, attempting to crawl out of there as quickly as possible. My reaction could confuse the grocery and myself too. Jasmine. I picked up the pace and reached for the door, staying up and hardly making a break for it. Now if only I could avoid him for the rest of my life, from this point on it would be good. Ouch. I managed to make it out of the school building without seeing Eric at all, but then again, that didn't mean I was going to be as lucky on Monday. At least I had the weekend to pretend that it had never happened. But apparently Tyler had to hit me with even more upheaval before the day was out. He ran up and passed me on the way home, yelling as he went. Gotta go practice skating, see you later! He was out on the street in his skates by the time we got to the house. And then when he got back, he said something that threw me completely off kilter. Guess what? I met a girl this morning! I think she likes me. He guessed it was possible, but it was unexpected. I don't know why, but my heart suddenly started thumping horribly fast to my chest. I got the same feeling in my stomach as when I was told to go to detention. It took me a few seconds before I could piece together a response. Really? Wow! You don't have to act so surprised, Jess. Is it that hard to believe that someone could actually like me? Of course it's not all that hard to believe, as if I could tell him that far. I'm not surprised. That was the least of it. I just don't know, I guess it's great. I squeaked out that last word. It was nowhere close to great, damn it. I attempted to keep my composure fine. So that's got something to do with the skating then, huh? Yep, she's entering the extreme sports competition next week in skateboarding. So I was thinking of entering in the blading and blowing her away by how awesome I am. You're pretty awesome. Not much point trying to keep him from developing an ego. He could pull off having an ego nevertheless. Aye, thanks. Have you been practicing your poetry? Yeah, I had been, haha. Up until the witty said this afternoon. The phone rang and I picked it up absent-mindedly. Most likely it's for either Tyler or Non's mom anyway. I didn't think that the girl I placed had any friends who would call her. Hello? Sibling Experiment? Why? Is the fine time for this thing to end? There was a pause at the end of the line. You wouldn't happen to be sister of Eddie Jameson, would you? That just blew my mind! I mean, I should have expected, but still. I am Jasmine Jameson! And you must be something Tyler's sister? It took me another moment before I hastily asked back, almost slipped up and calling her something Ryan. Way to go. Yeah! I breathed a sigh of relief. How is that the moron? Sorry that you got stuck with him. No, he's wonderful, really great! What about Eric? I know he's pretty gross. Nah, I've seen grosser, like roadkill next to my dinner gross. Oh, I know what you're talking about. I just screamed when Tyler did that to me. You've just got to play dirty and put it in his bed at night. I recall the horrid image of the roadkill. Yeah, I'm not touching the thing, no thank you. Anyhow, I can tell you how good it is to speak to you. I was beginning to think I dreamed the way things used to be. I knew it was real for a moment I woke up, but I just couldn't prove it. What would proving it even do? No one can change anything. I was hoping you could change things. Me, sorry to disappoint, but I don't know much about this either. Oh, damn. She sounded noticeably disappointed, and I couldn't help but feel bad. I've been trying for. We can try to arrange a swap and it happens. Everything is back to how it was. I don't know, we arrange a swap and it happens, everything is back to how it was. Why did that text appear a second time? I don't know who the hell is behind this and how they pull this off, but if we arrange it ourselves. Oh, I guess we could try. Do you even want to back? Because I frankly could live with your family, said my fence mesh. You're doing okay, girl. It's hard to say, well. Your dad came today, by the way. That. Then you see what I'm talking about. Sorry for you and Tyler, but my family isn't perfect either. They think they can overcompensate for not listening to you by buying things. And there's something wrong with that? Why? Are you serious? I really was hoping she wasn't. That would be just sad. Because there's more to life than clothes and that's what you want. Anyway, I'm TJ. TJ, nice to meet you. I'm Jasmine. I'd made my night talking to TJ. I was getting so stressed before. This bizarre new world was just getting me down. I was doing fine without the father new house. That revelation just knocked me for 6. Or is it knocked me off for 2? Who knows those sporting references? Tyler Route? Maybe. I walked right out the door, ignoring him this morning. I had to. I didn't need him asking questions when I was going to meet TJ. All sorts of problems could result from that. He was distracted trying to balance a spoon on his nose anyway, so I didn't think he even noticed me. We decided to meet in a neutral place that wasn't impossible for either of us to get to. To the mall I went. We'd have to steer clear of my younger hounds in case Sandra and Jenna were there, and I wasn't sure if TJ would want to stop by the dinner and see her mom. So we just decided that we were going to meet at the fountain. I actually got kind of paranoid that no one would show up this time, but brushed off the thought and sat there, kicking my feet in my new shoes. The simple things. I was learning to appreciate that. Remembering how Tyler cheated me up last time I was here brought a smile to my face. Jasmine! And it was fun because the face I stared up at bore a strong resemblance. She had the usual randomness as well, not that it was a bad thing, far from it. Hi TJ! I waved for we're only about 20 inches apart. Dude, you look just like your mom! I hated hearing that. Not that there was anything wrong with my mom, I just liked being compared to her. I was nothing like her. Understandable, to be honest. She was always too uptight, and while she was hardworking, she always came off as a robot sometimes. So calculated. Thanks? Your mom is beautiful. Plus, that one is like her family. Where does Eric fit in a way? He's like some freeloader that lives on your couch. He's not a valued member of family or even society. Yeah, that's him. Don't get me wrong, he's a lot of fun, but he's kinda lazy. Understatement of the century. I'd take his laziness over Tyler's hyperactivity any day of the week. Really? Tyler's just proactive. That's a good thing. He's so fun. Wait, and did you just call Eric fun? Huh? You've got weird taste. TJ told her to assess him until her eyes got really big and round like Tyler's, so do when he's discovered something. Oh my gosh, you like my brother! No wait! You like your brother! I want to crawl into the mall basement and die. I couldn't even look at TJ after she said that. This whole scenario felt like one seriously messed up comedy. No I don't, I was saying that he's fun, that's all. Was the thermostat up? My cheeks definitely felt on fire. Dude, it's cool. This girl had an interesting speech pattern. She'd been saying dude quite a lot. He's as irritating as anything, but as he always claims, he's adorable. And need to look directly at her to know she was rolling her eyes. If I was a couple of years younger and he wasn't my brother... Wait, no, not even then! But you guys would be really cute together if he didn't happen to have the idea in his head that he's your brother. I don't know, it's just that there's some girl who likes him at school. TJ broke into peals of laughter all of a sudden. What's so funny? Was the concept of a girl liking him that hilarious? Hadn't we already established that it was possible? If only you knew. She was too busy laughing to enlighten me. That girl is me. I stupidly thought this whole experiment was to get me to admit that I really love my brother, and so I went and did the most ridiculous thing a person can do. You told him? Yep, then he comes up to me and tells me that he thinks he likes me too. I'm telling you, it was the freakiest thing I'd ever heard, so I threw my helmet at him. And he thinks I like him too. That's you? TJ laughed again, uproariously this time. I had to wait for her to set herself before saying anything else. I hugged him. Why did you not tell him it was a hug, a stranger day? Because I read his name and then I dropped one of my poems and he must have thought I'd written it about him because he found me later with a poem of his own. Eric wrote poetry? It wasn't good poetry. Still didn't think he would write things that were in quests and character sheets. We were having such a trivial conversation in which Eric was my brother and Tyler was hers. I didn't know why, but they got me a bit emotional. Hey TJ! So I just went with the flow and hugged her. This was what I imagined it would be like with a sister. Finally someone that understood. Who understood my brother and my life and what it was like. Moreover, I hadn't felt like Jasmine Jameson for a while. It was such a relief. Now I could breathe 100 times easier. You're pretty swell too. Huh? Swell, like cool. If one has to live my life, I'm glad it's you. Yeah, me too. I tried to call a couple of times, but when my dad or my mom were they chickened out. The phone was always engaged when I tried to call. Tyler was probably caught out ordering again. Oh, so that's what he's been doing. I think he just prank orders after mom busted him for it once. You want to see your mom? Yeah, I guess I do. I could bring you around to my place so you could see your parents too. We could do a sleepover or something in case they're working late. I'd love to, but you know, Eric. Think he's in love with you, right? Awkward. How about I find my friends and kill him? That way, if Eric becomes too annoying, we can put her in as a buffer. If he's nitrous, so she'll bank on and roll we tell her to. Would that work? Eric sees to his truck, and if he hits on you, I'll hit on him with his broom. So, tonight? Then you need to get permission first. Your parents are so negligent, they're pushovers, no offense. Sad enough, not again. Now let's go and see your mom. I guess if I wanted to see my parents, it was only fair that TJ wanted to see her mom. I didn't really see the appeal, but I guess her mom was a nice enough lady. That's true. We head over to dinner before it hit the lunch rush, and thankfully not mom came right over to me as soon as she saw me. Hey, Jazzy, do you need me or something? I'm just going to ask if I could stay at my friend's TJ's place tonight. And I'm going to say yes, you can, as long as you bring your homework with you. She didn't traditional her real daughter. It was surreal seeing how much they looked alike. I mean, that's true. Aside from the fact that her mom has long hair, right? But yeah. And her mom is a little bigger in one of the parts. But no matter how you look at it, you can see that TJ has a great future for herself. Anyway, and sad to say, TJ's mom didn't even realize it. Is this TJ? Ah, I am indeed, Miss Ryan. Pleased to meet you. Well, aren't you polite? Just leave your contact details before we go. Here. TJ scribbled them down with her mom's paper and pad. Thanks, now you guys have fun. I've got customers to attend to. I put on a bright smile. Bye, Mom. TJ watched her go with a frown. Bye, Mom. I felt bad for her. It was hard on both of us, but right now it was even harder for her. It was going to be weird for me tonight seeing my parents, but thankfully they were never around, so my odds weren't good in seeing them. I just hoped we'd figure out how to tackle this whole mess soon. It was surreal setting foot in my old place and not being able to treat it like it was my own. It was like I'd never left, but yet, like I was never there to begin with. Yeah, the family portraits were the weirdest part of my erased existence. But it wasn't all of it. My best grades were missing from the fridge. My favorite granola bars were still in the cupboard untouched. My shoes were no longer at the doorway. My shoes! Hey, hey! Eric stopped in his tracks. Hey, Jazz? This probably looked bad. He wrote me that poem and then the next afternoon I was at his place, not to mention that weird escape scene too. He probably was thinking that I was interested. I turned to TJ, doing my best to ignore him. So, when is Nikki going to get here? She shrugged nonchalantly, obviously not understanding my plight at all. I don't know, couple of hours. I was screaming aside. That long time alone with the two of them was not a good idea. I didn't react well in stressful situations, which was why I was well studied and well prepared for all projects and exams ahead of time. This wasn't an exam. I had to face my brother and all those wrong conclusions he jumped to. What are you doing here? She's a friend of mine, do you have a problem with that? TJ had a hand on her hip, challenging him. Eric didn't respond to challenging, it didn't fire him up, it just didn't click with him like it did Tyler. Oh, it's great. Was he going to mention the poem? Evidently not. He scratched the back of his neck and gave his half smile. So, what are you good girls doing? You know, stuff, positive things, we'll see how we go. TJ wasn't good at thinking on her feet. An assignment, we're pretty busy. Anything I can help with? Yeah, you can help by letting us do our things. TJ had the whole struck down when it came to Eric. Well, she was still fairly nicer than I'd be towards him. I didn't think I was doing as well with keeping things sisterly with Tyler. But maybe TJ would be a good match for Eric once this was over. She was good at handling him. And I have to admit, I would love to have an older sister like her around too. Shouldn't we get started? Oh yeah, let's go. We climbed the stairs and then I was among my things again, well, mostly. The skateboard certainly was mine, and there were a few items of clothing that caught my eye that weren't mine and... Hey! Is that Eric's shirt? Oh, yeah, sorry no offense, but I like this stuff more than yours. I rip off my clothes in order to prove a point. See this? Designer skirt! She glanced over it with those same glazed eyes Eric gets when I talk about assignments to him. You must have absolutely no taste! Probably, but what are you gonna do about it? Hang out with someone like TJ. Someone so unconcerned about their appearance was something I hadn't done for a long time. I got over my frustration with her lack of ability to see my point of view at all, to admire her for being so bold as to wear something that Eric would normally wear. But wait. Or maybe you just want to wear Eric's stuff. That's cute too! No! What are you gonna do about this wardrobe situation for? Cheetah tried to dodge the topic and I let it slide. Can I take it then at my shoes? I haven't stopped thinking about them. That was what you wanted to get back? Guilty as charged, but only just a tiny bit. That hadn't been all I'd been thinking of. Well, my parents said Eric as well, naturally, but we're working on that. I thought as soon as I made contact with you, it was going to go back to normal again. I have to admit, I'm kind of stumped with how to make it happen. Where are they supposed to find the one who was responsible for this thing? God knows who that is. It was an ad, right? Yeah, except I can't find the ad anymore. And besides, it's not like they ever emailed. They are smarter than that. Oh my god, wait! Why were we even talking about this right now? It was so obvious. Huh? That's right, we don't have to find them because they are here! Is this going to be a horror game from now on? TJ seemed oblivious to everything, much to his pride. This was no joke. I looked around for a moment, even though I was sure there was little chance anyone would be eavesdropping. You never know. I closed the door, shut the curtain before speaking again. No, listen. They are everywhere, you know that we're being watched, right? We're what? Her eyes went wide. Well, I didn't account for this, but we'd have to make this clear. I did not know that. Well, we are. I don't know to what extent, but I've had this feeling. Feeling? Dude, you need to chill. I know we're in a pretty bizarre situation, but let's not blow things out of proportion, okay? TJ cut me off, which I didn't really appreciate, by the way, and spoke rather hastily. It seemed she didn't want to believe that this was really happening. You bet I have to burst her bubbles. No, you don't get it, I've met him. Him? Some dude came up at me when I first tried to approach Eric. He made the facts right, but the implications were clear. They know what we're up to at all times. Come to think of it, the shady guy didn't seem so happy about me meeting Eric, so I wonder why we can't even meet up like this. Unless... I'm really not working with them, how can I trust you? Okay, let's just calm down for a moment. I'm just trying to process this. I mean, it all makes sense, but dude, what if is this... You can never be too cautious, right? I was being just that. I just met this TJ girl, so how could I be sure that she wasn't part of this whole absurd experiment conspiring against me? TJ seemed genuinely confused, for she was fidgeting nervously on the contrary of her relaxing demeanor. Maybe I did come off a bit too strong there. Tell me more about this dude you met. What's he like? I can't recall his face for some reason, but I think I met him before. He seemed to be the one who came to verify the form I submitted. The weird encounter still made me feel uneasy. He was really fast. When I looked away for a second and it was like he disappeared on the spot. That's freaky. There's nothing that isn't freaky about all of this. Okay, so just to make it clear, I have no idea what the heck is going on at all, but I'm probably even more confused than you are right now because I hadn't even thought that I'd get stalked. I think this is how it's supposed to be. Maybe we have to work together to solve this? They seemed to have calmed down considerably. What she said made a certain sense. If I was pulled into this clueless, chances were she was too. I mean, that's reasonable enough. If they let us meet up like this, surely they have to have a motive behind it. For there was this one weird thing still bugged me. Why didn't they make their presence known to you like they did to me, though? It's not that they didn't stop you from coming in contact with your real family while they did with mine. But because I always chickened out in the end? TJ scratched her head. She seemed a bit embarrassed. Anyway, back to where we were before this escalated. What did you mean? We didn't have to find them. You think they'll come to us if we make a ruckus? That might work, but now since we've all met and reunited, there is nothing what we can do to provoke them at this point. I just thought that's something to keep in mind for us to come up with the most effective plan. At least we have better direction now. I've given up on researching with books or even through the internet. Me too, my dude, me too. I thought TJ knew about being quashed, but at least now we were in a better place than before. There were still so many unanswered questions for, but I was glad I didn't have to be alone on this anymore. Maybe it was just like she said, we had to team up, but to do that, what exactly? So now I was hanging out with two people that didn't care about their appearance. How could the tables have turned? I should have now been up for a Humanitarian of the Year award, but then it was like I was making them over or anything. Well, no, I changed ever since I've joined the Ryan clan and met Tyler. Now I enjoy being around people that care about more than trying to look like they were better than everyone else. It was sort of refreshing. Nikki joined us after what seemed like forever, and TJ did her best to embrace me right away. Jazz, this Nikki, my closest friend. I give her a sly smile. Nikki, this Jasmine, Jazz for short. This the girl who had it bad for my brother. Was there somewhere I could hide my face in a shame? Eric! I could see how it was confusing for Nikki, but not understand that the switch was everywhere but our minds. I didn't think either of us really considered who we were living with now to be our brothers. Dude, no! Tyler, that blonde kid who was hanging around on Friday. AKA my real brother. Oh my god, good choice, Jasmine! He's a pretty cute kid! I smiled gratefully at Nikki, but TJ, a shocked look on her face, just raised an arm and pointed to the door. Get out of my house! This is my house and I say she's this. Semantics. So, anyway, Nikki, nice to meet you. You too! Psychist TJ had briefed you on the situation now, huh? You guys both think you're living each other's life, right? Sorta. Except we don't, just think it. I know it's pretty hard to believe, but it's real. It sounds straight out of a fiction. No! And thank God I didn't have any beverage in that freaking teacup. And I think it didn't break, so that's great. And why am I speaking in that weird voice? Yeah, it's actually in one piece. Nice, thank goodness, because if I had to freaking sweep now, that would be a pain. Yeah, I know it does come off like that. So don't you believe us? Now that I've met you in the flesh, it's hard to say that! Oh god. I felt a bit awkward. Where was TJ? Why did she leave me alone with her friend? How's TJ doing, by the way? Now, pretty good! Not when this whole thing first started for her. I was completely convinced that she was nuts when she approached me and told me she was my best friend when I had never talked to her before in my life. What made you believe her? Well, she knew about things about me that no one else but my best friend could possibly know, so who was I keep doubting her? She's lucky to have you. Thanks, I hope she thinks that way too. Why the fuck are you so loud? It was fine time to leave my house. It was so strange. Not belong here. I could have easily told everyone else to get out. You're taking the clothes with you, right? Can I? Dude, they're yours. Yeah, see me, it just felt strange. I felt out of place in my own home. My stuff didn't feel much like my stuff anymore. I'll just pick a few. Suit yourself. Tyler was skeptical. I saw him looking me up and now in my new, well, old clothes like I had done something wrong. They were my clothes. I shouldn't have to be ashamed for wearing them. My knee-high boots hadn't had an outing in quite some time, even though I was just wearing them around the house now. Okay, it was all overdone for doing the dishes that evening, but I want to give my clothes a test drive. Relax, expect me to believe someone just gave you all that. Oh, that was what he was on about. They did! And she's wearing the same thing, actually. He bit down his lower lip and looked me over again. Are you blackmailing them? No, don't be stupid! These were my own clothes, but he was never going to buy it. The clothes that were in my clothes were anything like that. Not that there was much there anymore, since TJ went through it all and took her clothes too. We swapped it just like a wardrobe experiment. As opposed to the sibling experiment. Are you sure? Because I could do with some blackmailing opportunities myself and not telling mom that your shoplifting could fetch me something I want. What did you just say? I'm not shoplifting! I tried to wash and just ignore him, but the pull of what he wanted out of me was too much.
What do you want?
Information. I know you know, TJ. You can help me. That pang in my gut started up again, just at the fact he was so fascinated by someone else, even if it was just his sister.
Okay, I'll tell you this. She's not interested.
Don't bite. I'm irresistible. Besides, you don't want me telling Mom, do you? She was a year older than him. He certainly had a high opinion of himself.
I didn't steal this.
I gestured my outfit, four of the exasperated.
What is your problem? Can't you just trust me?
He made a sound out of the corner of his mouth that came out like and evaded my eyes. Great, now I was going to look like a thief in front of everybody because Tyler Ryan was the king of blackmail.
You can ask my friends about it, they'll be able to tell you the truth.
Nick and TJ were kind of my friends now, at least through circumstance. I thought you didn't have friends.
Seriously, Tyler, are you trying to pick a fight here?
What the hell was his deal? I couldn't believe this. I never thought I'd fight with Tyler. After all, he wasn't like Eric. He didn't strike me as a douchebag until now. And your new friends are shoplifters? I couldn't take it anymore. I took off my dishwashing gloves and threw them at him.
You are the biggest ass I've ever made. Screw you!
And at that moment he was. He drove me crazy, and after this weekend I was having all these complicated meetings and didn't want to have to deal with it. I stalked past not that who stopped before I could get to the safety of my room. Whoa, he's fat. Are you fighting your brother again? I kind of think I should deny it.
I never fight with my brother.
So you become a liar too. He heard our conversation in the kitchen. Your mom is doing a great job, you kids. And what's with those boots and your fresh clothes, Jasmine? You're trying too hard. Wake up! The nerve of he will be sarcastic like that and to call me a tryhard. He didn't know who he was really talking to. I only know it, I painted a finger in his face.
And are you doing a great job at raising us? You have no right to say that when you're never around. Tyler's just fine without you, and so am I. Also, there is nothing wrong with what I bring. You can keep your opinion to yourself, thank you very much.
Sure, I wasn't his real daughter, but I felt like defending both TJ and Tyler and my boots. I mean, also your mother, I guess. I was irritated with Tyler, but I still care about him. There was that sheer look of shock on his face as he was able to form a response. Priceless. Turning on my heel, I finished my route. I didn't care what they think. These were my clothes and I was going to wear them with pride. In the next... wait. No. I head towards my home. My real home. Unfortunately, when I arrived, only Eric was there. This is awkward. Jess, what are you doing here?
Just looking around.
Are you perhaps looking for... He made a slight gesture implying himself, and I had to stop myself from going right then and there.
No, is TJ around?
TJ, not that I know.
Alright, got it.
I turned around to leave, but as I did, I caught sight of something on our refrigerator door. To my horror, it was an old drawing fine back when I was younger. An old, crude, and definitely ugly drawing. I couldn't help but let out a shriek. Eric's pride jumped up to me with a concerned look on his face. Hey, what happened? What's the matter?
Eric, why did you put that there?
What? He looked at where I was pointing at, then laughed. Oh, that's my sister's drawing.
What, do you have a 6-year-old sister now?
No, but I forgot how old she was when she drew that. Ugly, isn't it? This bully. I swore when I got back to my old life I was going to get this guy for sure.
Why'd you put it there?
So that our parents can see it.
Huh?
I don't want to talk about it, but our parents don't really have much time for us. I understand why, but my sister's still pretty young, so I think sometimes she thinks they are just neglecting us. Who knows, maybe after seeing this drawing they raise it up during breakfast. He grins mischievously, but me, I just stared at him stunned.
You seriously are doing that to be mean to her?
Huh? I do enough things that are mean to her. That's what brothers are for. You don't say. But the drawing, did you know that I was the first person she showed that to? Eric laughed as he shook his head. To be honest though, I didn't even remember anymore. It'd been a long time since I drew that. Of course I thought that it's ugly and that she should go away, but just between you and me, Jess, I'm still really proud that she showed it to me. While I was still thinking of something to say, TJ suddenly entered the house.
Oh, hey Jess, great to see you here. I'm sorry, were you guys having a conversation? Oh, no, I was just about to leave.
I hardly turned around before I could see the tears forming at the side of my eyes.
Eric, why was Jess here?
She told me she was looking for you. Still by my lip, I finally made it out of the front door. This wasn't good. Was there supposed to be an incest there? Why was he acting like that? Who knows? Maybe he isn't what you think he is. Hey! Later on, Tyler was at my door. There was no way to get privacy in this house. I heard you boost up with that. He leaned on the door frame, his hair falling over his eyes in that underweight death. I won't talk about shoplifting or anything like that with anymore.
I don't care if you tell anyone, Tyler. It sucks that you don't believe me. Now leave me alone.
What does it matter what I think? He stretched and I found my eyes round his arms. How could I explain this without it sounding suspicious or creepy?
It just does.
Aversion, that was how. Well, okay, I believe you.
Is it?
Yeah. You're a pretty good sister, and I guess if you say you're not a shoplifter, I've got no reason to think you're lying. I'm sorry if it made you upset. It wasn't meant to be serious, you know. Besides, who else can I believe in more than you?
This idiot, he just had to make my heart rise against saying stuff like that.
Alright, let's end the episode here. And hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully I can see you in the next episode of the Sibling Experiment tomorrow as well. So for now, bye bye.